Hello there, welcome to a demonstration on how you can use the trend function in Excel to estimate the dependent variable. So it's a very interesting concept. Many times we use regression analysis for the purpose of actually doing that, or in some cases we use the linear equation, right? So, usually, of course, when we think about how we can predict or estimate the dependent variable, we're basically looking at y is equal to mx plus b, right? So basically that's the linear equation we're actually trying to resolve. So in other words, we are trying to figure out what the dependent variable is actually going to be, the y we're solving it for y, right? So a quickest way of actually doing that using Excel is actually to use a function that is called the trend function. So here we've got two data sets. We have one data set of home market value. Our home market value is going to be our dependent variable, and our independent variable in this case we're going to use the square footage. We'll leave out the house age for now. Right? Okay, and then we'll also use another data set here where we are trying to estimate the annual maintenance cost based on the age of the bus. Right. Okay, so let's go ahead and activate a dependent variable, let's activate the trend function, right, for this particular situation. So what we do is we enter the equal sign and we type in the word trend, and when we do that, it actually shows up, and then we double click on it to activate it. Before you actually do that, you can see that it does explain to you what its function is going to be. It returns numbers in a linear trend matching known data points using the least square method, right? So we're still trying to solve that straight line, which is depicted by the linear equation right here. So what we do is we double click on it, and once we've done that, you can see it prompts us to select the range of data for the y, which is actually the dependent variable. We know our dependent variable is going to be, for this particular data set, is going to be the market value. Right, and then we put a comma, and then it prompts us for the x values, which in this case is going to be the independent variable, which are actually going to be the predictors, comma. And then once we've done that, we can enter any value, right? We can solve for any value of the square footage to determine what the market value is going to be. So in this particular case, I figured that 1750 square footage is not actually on this list, right? So I can solve for anything that's not even on this list at all. So I can just put in 1750 like that, then closing parentheses. So basically what this function is actually saying here is that tell me what the market value would be for a house with a square footage of 1750. If I press enter, it does calculate that for me. It does say that using these specific parameters, the market value would be 93,986. Now, once you have that in place, you can actually test it for a variety of square footages. So let's say, for example, here, let's look for something that is higher. Maybe we can say 2,300, right? So what about if it's 2,300 square footage, and press enter? You can see here, okay, it's telling me that the market value will be 113,256. All right, so that gives us some idea. So we can actually test the same function for the annual maintenance cost estimation. So again, we enter the equal sign and we call up the function trend, double click on it, and of course, as usual, it say, what is your dependent variable data range? We know this is the dependent variable data range, comma, and what is your independent variable data range would be this one here, a comma, and then of course you say, okay, which age do you want to estimate the annual maintenance for? So you can just look up on this list here, say, okay, let me be a little bit curious here. What about, I can say 3.5 years, 3.5 and closing parenthesis. It does tell me that the annual maintenance would be $681. So if I can decrease the right, so it does tell me that. Then of course I can test for anything else. What about anything that is higher than 5 years? So let's say 6 years. Press enter. It does tell me that it will be 1,010, and it looks realistic because you can see that it's even higher than $950. Right, so there you have it. A quicker way of estimating dependent variable using the trend function. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this tool useful, and that will actually make a difference in future as you try to figure out alternative ways of estimating dependent variables given the data set you'll be having. Thanks so much for watching. Again, like the video, share the video, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you, and bye for now.